Hello crafty friends, I'm Lien from Studio Kato and I'm so happy to be back on the Syberia Designs YouTube channel today with a really simple Christmas card. Now this Christmas card has a lot of sparkle and a lot of shine, and we're going to start with shining up the background with this Elegant Stripes hot foil plate. I love this hot foil plate because there's so little space between the stripes, so it's a really fun effect you get when you're foiling this, and it's also really easy to foil. Usually hot foil plates with a lot of space between the different parts of the design get a lot of overfoiling, and when the stripes are so close together, that doesn't really happen. So this was really easy to foil. I used the Teal Glimmer foil from Spellbinders, and I'm foiling onto Aqua Sky cardstock from Concord 9th. Concord 9th cardstock is quite good for foiling. It's pretty smooth colored cardstock, so it works beautifully most of the time. Foiling is a little bit temperamental, as you know, but if you're looking for colored cardstock that has some good foiling qualities, this is definitely one of them. And then you can just reveal the design after you've put this on your hot foil machine and run it through your die cutting machine. It's just so stunning. I had a little bit of overfoiling right there in the corner, so I'm just going to erase that with a regular rubber eraser. And then I'm going to trim out this panel. It's an A2 size panel. I'm going to trim it out with the largest rectangle die from the Nested Scalloped Frames die set from Syberia Designs. I'll run that through my die cutting machine as well, and then we're going to get to the main part of this card, which is that huge Merry Christmas sentiment. It's the large Merry Christmas die set. There is also a coordinating hot foil plate, so that is also a really fun addition to your Christmas cards. And if you buy the hot foil plate and the die set, you can cut out the hot foiled sentiment with the shadow die from this layering die set. Now it's really difficult to tell on video, but the top layer of white cardstock is actually white glitter cardstock, so that's also going to add a ton of sparkle to this Christmas card. You can also see I am using very bright colors. I don't often do this for Christmas cards, but I always love it when I decide to do it. So the shadow layer I cut twice from white cardstock for extra dimension and stability as well. And then the top layer I cut from, I think this is Dragonfruit cardstock from Concord 9th as well. And it's a super bright pink. I love this color. I'm going to glue that stacked up scripty layer on top. And then I did save those little tittles, I think they're called. And I glued them on with a jewel picker. To add a little bit of some Christmas foliage to this sentiment, I'm using the Jingle Bell Joy and the Winter Foliage die sets from Syberia Designs, and I am going to use those to just add a little bit of greenery around my sentiment. Now I just cut those out and I'll get right into assembling the card for you here. So I'm just going to glue that A2 size hot foiled panel onto my top folding note card. And then I did add really thin strips of foam tape behind the sentiment. You can't see it yet. It's not adhered down yet. But this is just going to pop it up even more, and it is going to help with this card because this card is a little bit on the simpler side for me. So when it's a little bit simple, I always like to add dimension, and just adding dimension by stacking cardstock on top of each other doesn't get you that floating effect that foam tape will give you, and it doesn't really cast as interesting shadows as a foam tape will. So sometimes I still like to be a little bit fussy and add really thin pieces of foam tape behind sentiments like this because it really sets them apart. I am just keeping my sentiment there and just bringing it in whenever I need to check where I want to adhere my elements down. I cut just a little bit of the greenery. Usually I go a little overboard and cut tons of pieces all at once so I have a ton to play with. But I knew if I did that, I would add way too much to this card. And like I said, I did want to keep this simple. So I cut as little as possible that I thought I would get away with. And yeah, there are really fun elements in these tiny die sets. You have the holly leaves, you have holly berries as well, and then you have a little sprig with berries on top too. So there's a ton of fun greenery stuff there. You can definitely make a fun Christmas wreath with these die sets. So yeah, you can do something a lot more complicated than this card, but sometimes, especially for Christmas, a fun little clean and simple card design is just really fun to relax with and make a ton of cards as well. That's why I said especially for Christmas, because we all need so many Christmas cards. So that's it. This card does look a little bit more impressive in real life because of all the sparkle on that sentiment as well. I hope you can see it a little bit in the video. But yeah, I just finished this off with some silver embellishments around the foliage, and that's it. A really clean and simple card, but with a ton of shine and super bright colors for this Christmas season. I hope you like it, and I hope you like the video as well. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Have you started on your Christmas cards yet? Because I've been making them since end of June, I think, and it's definitely the earliest I've ever started on Christmas cards. I would love to know if you're on track to creating tons of Christmas cards as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to see you next time. Bye!